So, you might have seen the deadlines. The government has confirmed that it has scrapped plans to make digital ID mandatory for workers in the UK. For a lot of people, that feels like a relief, and honestly, that reaction makes complete sense. But here's the thing, while the mandatory part is gone, the data issue itself hasn't gone anywhere. Yes, compulsory digital ID has been dropped. Nearly 3 million people opposed of it, and public concern clearly made a difference. But those digital ID checks are still expanding, and the right to work checks are moving online. Public services are increasingly digital by default, and new verification platforms are being built and relied on every single day. So the real question isn't whether digital identity exists, it's how safely is it being handled. For many people, the real concern wasn't just about being forced to register, it was about trust. Who actually holds the data? And where is it even stored? What happens if it's breached, and who is held accountable when things go wrong? Those questions don't disappear just because one policy was dropped. The UK already has strong data protection laws, including UK GDPR. On paper, organisations are required to protect identity data, limit how it's used, and be transparent when failures happen. But in reality, data breaches are routine. Those notifications are often delayed or even unclear, and the responsibility is frequently blurred by contractors, departments, and third parties. For individuals, the impact can be so serious, from fraud and identity misuse to long-term loss of trust. Digital identity data is different. If it's compromised, you can't just reset it like you would with a password. That's why safeguards can't be treated as a tick box exercise or even buried in policy documents. As digital systems become more and more embedded in our everyday life, the focus needs to shift from whether they exist to how they can be run responsibly. That's why we launched the Protect Our Digital ID page. It calls on every organization, whether public or private, that uses digital identity data to commit to higher, clearer standards, full transparency over where digital ID data is being stored, immediate disclosure of any attempted or confirmed breaches, independent annual security audits, strict limits on data sharing, including a ban on commercial profiling, and clear accountability for anyone handling digital identity data. And these aren't radical demands. They're the basics needed to make digital systems worthy of public trust. The government changing course shows that public concern can cause a major difference, but digital identity isn't going away. What happens next and how it's handled responsibly really does matter. If digital systems are going to ask for more trust, organizations need to show that they are willing to earn it. If you agree, then you can show support by sharing #ProtectOurDigitalID.